You know, it's been a while since I've done any updates, so I figured it's time to go back and revisit a few series that have had some new entries since I've covered them. And it looks like today that we're going to check out, let me see here, Camp Blood? Really? Why? Okay, Camp Blood. And then also Amityville. Excuse me a minute. Okay. Looks like I'm ready.
Alright, first up, we're checking out 2020's Witches of Amityville Academy, directed by Rebecca Matthews, who also directed Bad Nun 2, which I saw and wasn't too terrible, but I know by now not to get my hopes up. It says that we're set in present day, so presumably in 2020 then, and a bunch of burglars invade a house but come face to face with a group of witches, you know, like in the title. There's a new recruit to the Amityville Academy, but it's soon revealed that there's more that meets the eye there, and the Academy is evil witches. So she's rescued by the good witches, and they say,
"You're a witch."
Imagine Harry Potter, except instead of Hogwarts, it's just someone's house, and instead of Richard Harris and Robbie Coltrane, it's a couple of former playmates. There's battling as the evil witches try to call forth an ancient demon, and this one's actually fairly well made. I mean, it looks good. The acting's fine for what it is, but it's just kind of like insufferably dull. The pacing, which was the same issue that I had with Bad Nun 2, it's way too leisurely. The demon eventually does get raised, but they wave their hands at it, so it's defeated, and then they set themselves up for a sequel.
Something's coming. We need to go to Salem.
You gotta be kidding me.
Now, I guess it should be noted that with the exception of the Evil Witches Academy being called the Amityville Academy, there's no link to the original franchise, and without any clear-cut dates on screen, we're just gonna go ahead and roll with the 2020 thing. Next up is the Amityville Harvest from 2020 from Thomas J. Churchill, and several people, including this guy who's at a bar, you know, a real bar, and not the bar someone has in their basement, investigate a funeral home in which people mysteriously die at, and a documentary team sets up shop. Their host is Vincent here, who I think is supposed to be older, just with some hair dye and makeup, and some unusual stuff starts happening, including ghost killer soldiers and evil doctors, and it's like something straight out of House on Haunted Hill, complete with an evil Vincent and decay-like stuff that spreads around on the walls. And fun fact, this one takes place in Long Island, New York, in Amityville, but these houses are right down the road from me in Heritage Square in Los Angeles. And Vincent reveals that Lincoln wasn't killed by John Wilkes Booth and was actually killed by his ancestor, who turns out to have not been his ancestor because Vincent's a vampire. There's a Shining-esque kind of scene, without like a lot of the style, and there's a series of events with characters getting offed leading up to the final showdown. All things considered, with what we're watching here, it's not bad. It looks good, it's acted very well, it has nice locations, but again, same thing. Pacing.
Maybe just because I'm an editor, I don't know.
It's just kind of sluggish and takes forever to really get anywhere. And there's no date again, so we're going with Real-Time 2020.
Okay, so far, the two movies, and they're both pretty tolerable. I'm not sure I'd go as far as enjoyable, but I'll take it.
So that takes us to 2020's Amityville Island, directed by Mark Polonia.
Oh, damn it! Well, There goes our streak.
Let's take a look at the poster, and I will bet $1,000 that nothing like this occurs in the movie. We have a house with accurate windows and a car with 2019 tags, so that's most likely our year here, and our acting is top-notch.
Indisposed? She's been on death row for over a year. What could she possibly be doing?
And, okay, let's see. There's a women's prison that makes the inmates fight each other. One of the women is the lady from the beginning, and she's in jail for killing her kids in that segment, so some time has passed for her to be charged and placed in jail, so it might be a while after, so possibly into real-time 2020 then. And they say that it's a stream, and they're recording with a handycam? How does that even work? Apparently, if you lose the fight, you get sent to an island, and then I guess the demon that's possessing one of the girls then just jumps into a bear, and they get to the island of the title, and this guy's glasses tell us how they make these so cheaply. Check it out. Just one guy standing there with a camera. No crew, no lighting, no sound guy, just one man. They're able to just jab them in the necks with something that implants a tracking device and poison capsule with one jab, so I guess it's an alternate 2020 in which that tech is available, and there are zombies here. And when I say zombies, I mean people in really obvious Halloween masks. This one's face is rotted and green, but hands, totally normal. Then, this shark appears. This completely convincing shark, leaving these extremely convincing bloodstains on the water. So then there's this doctor on the island who has this lab that has some of that high-tech foil up on the walls, because that's what science looks like. And some of his high-tech computer lab appears to be a Sony mixer. And they're doing testing on the girls, and I guess they're trying to create super soldiers or something. They break loose, and the zombies find them with their mask seams clearly visible and eat the doc. They escape on a boat, and it cuts to what must be like 9 months later as Kelly Jo is having a baby, and I guess it's evil. It's a cliffhanger, I guess. But let's sum up, because nothing here makes sense. The cursed Amityville items don't really matter to the plot. The demon switching bodies into animals doesn't really matter. The shark, which gets a prime spot on the cover, doesn't matter one bit. The zombies are there to literally just kill the villain. Nothing else really. It's like Polonia just had a drawer full of random ideas he had, and he just stitched them together the best that they could. And let's face it, they're just not really that good at it. And I guess it's at least halfway competently made. I mean, it's not like it's a complete disaster, so I guess it has that going for it. Alright, so what are we looking at now? It looks like it's Amityville Clown House from 2017. And, oh, no.
Dustin Ferguson. Dustin Ferguson. I am immediately filled with regret, unlike any that I have ever experienced before.
So Ferguson had previously bought us Amityville Legacy, also known as Amityville Toy Box, and I featured that one in the first timeline that I did, and I guess this was originally going to be titled Amityville Evil Never Dies. So it's James's birthday, and I love that his cake just says James, not Happy Birthday James or anything, just his name. So his dad dresses up as a clown and kills everyone and himself, and a priest says it all started over 40 years ago, meaning the original Amityville murders, which was 1974, so we're post-2014 now, and he says that there were instances involving a lamp, a clock, a mirror, and a dollhouse, all items from the official series, and then these guys break into the house from the opening and say it's 1 week later, and people start getting killed off. And, you know, I don't want to jinx it because I'm only about 15 minutes in, and so far it's only standard bad. Like, the acting is normal bad, and it's shot in a manner that's not completely and utterly incompetent. And I know that's faint praise, but I was expecting more like none praise. So let's see how we do here. The monkey from Legacy shows up in a toy store that Jesse works at.
Goodbye. Come back soon.
Why did you say that directly to the camera? Who are you talking to?
And then...
What on earth was that?
Probably rats. It's that time of year.
If you have rats in your house making noises like this, you have a serious problem. You're gonna need one of those Peter Weller nail bats or something.
Then we're treated to one of those Dustin Ferguson trademark character walks around for several minutes to kill time segments, and thankfully it only goes on for about 2.5 minutes, which, I mean, doesn't seem that long when I'm saying it here, but trust me, it feels like forever. And then we're treated to several minutes of that character sketching the evil house windows, like the whole sketch. We see her start the drawing and we stick with her the whole way. I take back what I said earlier. Like, watch this.
I've been hearing strange noises all day. Footsteps, doors slamming. First, I thought it was you coming back for something, but you weren't there when I went to look.
It's probably the rats in the attic making that noise. I told you I'd set some traps today.
It's not rats. Rats don't slam doors. It's something else.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. I've had a long day. I'll go set the traps and then I'm going to bed.
What?
Robo-Woman shows up, and don't even get me started on Robo-Woman because that is a discussion for another day. But
Yes?
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm your new neighbor next door. I heard some screaming before, and I just...
Oh, had microphones not been invented in 2017? Oh, you mean that they had?
it's almost like every scene in this movie has cranked up volume for the music and the sound effect, and then the dialogue is all practically muted. Can't hear any of it. And then check out this live news report in which the reporter is clearly just holding the camera himself, selfie style. You know, like real reporters do. Julia appears from The Legacy to tell the story of that movie, which means, yep, you guessed it, 10 solid minutes of footage from that movie. They don't say how much time has passed since those events, or maybe they did and I couldn't hear it, and Michelle shoots the monkey and saves the day. But I guess Mark Patton fixes it while they play some sort of nightmare knockoff song. Finally, not that I'm complaining, but this movie is only an hour and 13 minutes, and 10 minutes of that is reused footage from Legacy, and no lie, 9 minutes of it is end credits. The credits crawl as slowly as humanly possible to stretch out that runtime, which means that this movie is less than 1 hour long. And I know I'm saying it as if that's some sort of critique, but thank you, Dustin Ferguson. Thank you for that, at least. No date is given here, so let's roll with Real Time 2017.
Okay. Calming down now. These are looking good.
Switching over to Camp Blood now, taking over from Part 7 and Ghost of Camp Blood's Mark Polonia, who also made Amityville Island, we get a break from Polonia Mania with 2019's Camp Blood 8 Revelations with Dennis Devine taking the reins. It starts 20 years ago like this.
Not sure that that's a step up.
So a volleyball team gets lost near Camp Blood, and I guess one of them is on the road trip in her underwear for, some reason. There's a harbinger here, of course, and the clown mask killer is here, along with his mama, who...
Come on! What are you doing to me here?
this clown is able to sneak up on women, and I guess they just don't hear him, and then he reaches in their bags and grabs their keys on the first try. Like, how did he know where they were? A ghost then shows up out of nowhere, and he's pretty hilarious. And then Sean Phillips appears because he pops up in a bunch of these things apparently, and there's a character named Brandy that I think is supposed to be the comic relief because she's really dumb, but no, not really. It's seemingly another reboot in that they tell of the clown's dad who killed people in clown makeup, which was the 20 years ago thing, and his son wears the clown mask and doesn't seem tied to the previous versions. It turns out that the coach is, I guess, related to the clown, so she's looking for him, and the mom for revenge, but who knows why she needed to wait for a trip with the team to go do that, but then she's just easily killed off, so what was the point of any of that? They all just kind of wander around with no real narrative drive, and mom kills this girl, who's clearly dead even though she's still breathing, and I guess the clown just eventually ditches the mask for makeup, so mom then wears the mask, and then the last girl left kills them, but of course the clown is still alive, and there's no year here, so whatever, 2019. It's not the worst Camp Blood movie, but it's still incredibly, unwatchably bad. So now we finally reach 2020's Children of Camp Blood, which doesn't have a number, but is technically the 11th in the series, and it starts by telling us that we're back at Camp Blackwood, and that killers have plagued it for the past 20 decades, and since the first film was 1999, that put us around 2019 or 20. This one's directed by...
Oh, come on! Mark Polonia again? Did I do something crappy to someone? Is this karma?
So there's a Blackwood rehab center, and this lady works there, who was also at Amityville Island, so I guess she's related to the Polonias. And a calendar on the desk tells us that it's December of 2019, so I guess they're in a southern state because the weather sure looks nice, and everyone here is linked to previous killings. Like, this guy is the son of the paranormal investigator from Ghost of Camp Blood, and this guy was actually in that movie, but I guess as a different character. And the doc is a survivor as well, so this is at least connected to Ghost. And they show a news report that has, I guess, footage from previous killings. Like, how did they get these shots? They're clearly promotional stills. So they say that in the beginning of Ghost, when Stan was shot and killed, his body didn't make it to the morgue. So maybe he's really alive? So whose ghost was attacking in Ghost of Camp Blood? They seem obsessed with this terrible laugh sound effect. And they all have therapy for their encounters.
Goddamn kids.
Kids? Everyone here is like minimum 30 years old. I'm also willing to bet that they're within like 5 years of you, dude.
People start getting killed off, and the doc is revealed to be the clown, which I think most people would have figured out by now. And he's Stan's half-brother. Our final girl then fools the clown by calling his name repeatedly, but for some reason he can't figure out where the sound is coming from. Like, why is this hard to figure out? She easily kills him, and then takes up the mask. Yay. Overall, not the worst Camp Blood movie I've had to sit through, but that's kind of like saying that it's the nicest tasting poop sandwich in the shop.
So there you have it. 4 new Amityville movies, 2 new Camp Blood movies, and really no timeline in any of them. Obviously, the Amityville movies aren't connected to each other, nor are they really connected to the Amityville series in general. The one that even kind of tried to be isn't. And then the Camp Blood movies are, as always with the Camp Blood movies, not connected to anything either. Both of these movie series are just a huge middle finger to continuity and the timelines, and I wish they would both die. But I can guarantee you that there will be lots more coming in the future. There's probably going to be like 3 Camp Blood movies this year, and like 10 more movies with the Amityville title this year as well. And I, for one, am really looking forward to doing another update video to talk about those. Well, let me know what you thought of these. Let me know if you enjoy my pain and my torture. Comment that on the video below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the patrons. These guys do help keep this channel going, which you can do as well by going to patreon.com/movietimelines and becoming a patron of the channel. You can participate in Dead Lasts and all kinds of fun stuff and all that goodiness. And otherwise, just keep watching, because I'll see you very, very shortly for another great video. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.